Think about the last time someone left you out. Maybe it was a message that went unanswered, a door that closed a little too fast, a room where the conversation stopped when you walked in. You told yourself it was nothing. You moved on, but your body did not. Your body filed a report. It logged the moment, flagged the threat, and stored it somewhere deep. And here is the strange part. Your body does not know the difference between being excluded from a group chat and being left to die on the open savanna. To your nervous system, rejection and physical danger feel almost identical. And that is not a flaw. That is an ancient system doing exactly what it was built to do. This is not a metaphor. This is biology. And once you understand why your body reacts this way, the experience of social pain will never feel random again. Start with a question. Why does rejection hurt at all? It seems excessive. Someone does not invite you to a party. Someone stops texting back. Why should that produce a physical sensation in your chest? Why should that keep you awake at 3 in the morning, replaying a conversation from 2 weeks ago? The answer reaches back further than you might expect. For the vast majority of human existence, you did not survive alone. The group was not a luxury. The group was oxygen. If you were excluded from your tribe 200,000 years ago, you did not get to go find another one. You died. You died of exposure. You died of predators. You died of starvation. Belonging to a group was, in the most literal sense, the difference between life and death. Naomi Eisenberger, a social neuroscientist at UCLA, decided to test what happens in the brain when a person experiences social exclusion. She put participants in a brain scanner and had them play a simple virtual ball-tossing game with what they believed were 2 other real players. At a certain point, the other players stopped throwing the ball to the participant. They just left them out. And what Eisenberger found stunned the scientific community. The brain regions that lit up during social exclusion were the same regions that process physical pain. Not similar regions, the same ones. The dorsal anterior cingulate cortex and the anterior insula, both core components of the pain matrix, activated when a person was socially rejected just as they would if that person had been physically hurt. Being left out of a ball game registered in your brain as injury. This is the discovery that changed everything. It means the phrase broken heart is not just poetry. It is neurologically accurate. Social pain and physical pain share the same neural circuitry because, for most of human evolutionary history, social pain was a warning of incoming physical danger. Exclusion meant death, so your brain learned to treat them as the same signal. Kipling Williams, a psychologist at Purdue University, has spent decades studying what he calls ostracism, the experience of being ignored or excluded. His research shows that even the most trivial forms of rejection produce measurable stress responses. People who are excluded during a simple online game by strangers they will never meet, in a game that means nothing, still show elevated cortisol, increased heart rate, and heightened threat detection afterward. The system does not care that the stakes are low. It was never designed for low stakes. Think about what that means. Your stress response does not evaluate context. It does not calculate the actual threat level of a missed text message versus a predator at the edge of the camp. It fires the same alarm either way, because the alarm evolved in a world where social disconnection and mortal danger were essentially the same event. You are running ancient software in a modern world, and the software has not been updated. There is something else Eisenberger discovered that makes this even more striking. Social pain has something physical. Pain does not. Reactivation. When she asked participants to think back on a painful social experience from their past, the pain matrix lit up again. Not just the memory centers, the pain centers. Reliving a rejection activates the same neural circuitry as experiencing the rejection in real time. You can take a painkiller and your physical pain will fade. But a memory of humiliation from 10 years ago can still produce a physical ache in your chest today. Your body stores social wounds differently than physical ones. It keeps them warm. Roy Baumeister at Florida State University has studied the downstream effects of social exclusion extensively. What he found is that after rejection, people experience what he calls social monitoring hypersensitivity. The brain enters a heightened scanning mode. Suddenly, you are reading every face for signs of disapproval. You are listening for signals of distancing. Your threat detection system shifts into overdrive because in the ancestral environment, one rejection was often a warning that more exclusion was coming, and more exclusion meant you needed to act fast. This is why rejection can feel so destabilizing. It is not just the pain of the single event, it is the cascade that follows, the hypervigilance, the rumination, the replaying of the moment in your mind. Your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do, which is to take that social threat seriously and prepare you to respond to it. And here is where it gets counterintuitive. Baumeister also found that after rejection, people do not just become cautious, they become willing to take greater social risks. They become more attuned to potential belonging. They are drawn toward any signal of connection, however small. Your system does not give up after exclusion. It doubles down. It shifts into a mode designed to help you find re-entry into the group as quickly as possible. Because in the ancient environment, the longer you were out, the more dangerous your situation became. So the same system that makes rejection feel catastrophic also drives you back toward connection with unusual urgency. The wound and the desire to heal it come from the same place. There is a third dimension to this that researchers are only beginning to understand. The body does not just react to rejection, it anticipates it. Mark Leary, a psychologist at Duke University, developed a concept he calls the sociometer, a term for the brain's ongoing unconscious monitoring of how accepted or rejected you are by the people around you. According to Leary, your self-esteem is not really a measure of how you feel about yourself in isolation. It is a real-time readout of your perceived social standing. It rises when you feel included and drops when you sense exclusion, even before any explicit rejection has occurred. This is why you can walk into a room full of people and feel wrong before anyone has said a word. Your sociometer is already running. It is reading posture and eye contact and micro-expressions, and it is calculating your social position in the group. If the reading is low, you feel it as a vague unease, a tightening in the throat, a desire to leave. That is not anxiety without cause. That is a monitoring system delivering a status report. What does this mean for the way you move through the world today? It means that the self-consciousness you feel when you speak in front of a group is not weakness. It is a system that has been calibrated over 200,000 years to care deeply about what the group thinks, because the group's opinion was once the difference between your survival and your death. It means that the sting you feel when a friend cancels plans is not disproportionate. It is ancient. It means that the rumination, the rereading of messages looking for hidden meaning, the way a cold shoulder from someone you respect can ruin an entire afternoon. All of that is the sound of a system that evolved to keep you alive, treating every social signal as potentially life-altering, because once upon a time it was. The question is not how to stop feeling it. The question is what to do with the information, because the same system that registers rejection also registers belonging. The same circuitry that encodes the ache of being left out also encodes the warmth of being included. The same monitoring system that detects threat also detects safety, and when it detects safety, when it registers that you are known, that you are welcomed, that you belong here, it does something just as powerful in the opposite direction. Physical pain tells you your body is under threat. Social pain tells you your belonging is under threat. Both are signals. Both are trying to help you survive. The difference is that now, for the first time in the history of your species, you have the capacity to understand where the signal is coming from and decide what to do with it rather than simply obeying it. So the next time someone leaves you out, the next time a message goes unanswered or a door closes a little too fast, you will still feel it. Your body will file its report. Your sociometer will drop. Your threat system will prepare you to respond. That is not a weakness. That is 200,000 years of survival intelligence doing its job. The only difference now is that you know what it is.